The magic of science and the sound of music. This episode will not disappoint. It's time again for The Ekko. Welcome. Today is April 22nd, 2016. I'm Julia Kneen, and this is The Ekko. And a happy Earth Day. We've got a couple of science-related stories later in today's show, but first, let's slide right into home plate and see what girls softball is up to. It's still early in the season, and the softball team is working to build their relationships with one another and hone their strengths on the field. All of that work seems to be paying off because as The Ekko went to tape, the team was in the midst of an undefeated season. It's been a tough few games, but this group of girls believe they can keep their undefeated title. All of the coaches and captains that we spoke to are anticipating a great season ahead. However, they have a tough game today at 4:45 against Rosemount at HHS. Get on out to the ballpark, enjoy the weather, and cheer on the girls. As we all know, our junior and senior years are practically dedicated to figuring out what kind of career you want to do after high school. Well, some girls here at Hastings High have already decided what they're going to do, and not all of them have taken a typical path for females. Here's The Ekko's Corey Dyerson with the dirt.
Something that may seem different to you is that some girls at HHS aren't like other typical girls.
And I don't like pink.
One of our seniors, Miranda McLean, plans on pursuing her career operating excavators and skid loaders.
Well, I grew up doing a lot of dirty work, and I've never really been into girly things. My mom works at SKB, so she works with a lot of heavy equipment operating, and so I pretty much have a guaranteed job after I get out of college to go work with her.
On an adult perspective, Miss Colvin gives her opinion on women in male-dominated fields.
It's not a field that I think a lot of women think to get into, even though there's a lot of job opportunities. I think there's a lot of stress involved, and I think there's going to be a lot of challenges, but I think that if you are determined to go into a field that you love, then you will find a way to make it work. My mom actually worked at the federal prison in Rochester, and that definitely was a male-dominant field. She was the only female that worked in that area for many, many years. And she found it very difficult because the guys around her felt like she didn't belong there, and they let her know it.
But not only is there women going into construction, there is also women going into the military. One of our own at HHS, Jenna Frandrup, is currently enlisting in the Marine Corps this month.
I grew up in the farming background and the country life, and I think that gave me the strength and more mentality than some other people. It's a good challenge. It feels like home every time I go to the office, and it's fun to be around them and learn so much and feel like you feel more pride in yourself, I believe. And I plan on serving my whole life.
According to military records, about 14.5% of women joined the military within the last year.
To challenge other guys, like, hey, I can do this. I'm a female, but I'm just like one of you guys.
The Occupational Safety and Health Administration says that about 9% of women are in construction. OSHA also says that these two fields are 97% male-dominated. It's not always easy being a girl, but these two seem to have it pat down. I'm Corey Dyerson, reporting for The Ekko.
Thanks, Corey. Women have been taking on more and more male-dominated jobs all around the world, and not just in our backyard. So don't be afraid to try something in fear of it being too masculine. And you never know, maybe Beyonce was right and girls do run the world. Hey, speaking of that, let's look at some kids who might actually be ruling the world. Earlier this month, a select group of seniors enrolled in economics competed in an online game called Titan. This game is a simulation for what marketing a product would be like. Groups of up to 5 students established all of the necessary components to sell the most of their product. They get to choose everything from how much they want to pay their employees to what color the product should be. The 2 finalists were seniors Taylor Koivu-Loma and Adam Barber. The Titan experience is not over. In fact, our 2 finalists moved on to the Metro Conference yesterday. Congratulations, boys. If you just can't get yourself to geek out over the exciting world of economics, then put this picture in your mind. Every Thursday afternoon, Mrs. Benson and about 30 other students gather around some test tubes and microscopes for an hour of science. Let's go to the Ekko's Linnea Kisby to find out more.
That's very cool.
The world of science, it's more than just the periodic table. This school is filled with so many different and unique clubs that helps students do something they love. Science Club is no exception. These students get together every Thursday after school in Mrs. Benson's room to do something that they're passionate about.
It's really explosive and it just looks cool.
Mrs. Taylor, along with Mrs. Benson, are the 2 teachers that oversee Science Club and are every bit as passionate about the club as the members.
It's fun to see a wide variety of kids that I don't get to see on a normal basis. To inspire, or for the kids, the high school kids, to inspire the younger kids.
For some seniors, Science Club is just a stepping stone for things to come. Senior Anna Williams, who is a part of Science Club, has decided to pursue a science-related major after she graduates high school.
Next year, I'm going to the University of St. Thomas, and I probably am going to major in biochemistry. I'm not sure yet, but most likely. I've always been interested in science just because of the cool experiments you can do mainly, and how many different things you can figure out because of it.
However, Science Club isn't just for the students at HHS. This club has bigger and better goals. The club members show the students at McCullough experiments that they have worked on to hopefully spark the interest of these kids and make them more interested in science.
We did an experiment where you take a hard-boiled egg and you put it inside a bottle which has a smaller neck than the egg. We also did like a lava lamp with olive oil and food dye.
Albert and myself, we performed a liquid nitrogen experiment by doing a superconductor. The kids really liked that. We also froze some gum, broke it in half. We just showed them the properties of liquid nitrogen.
The students and teachers that travel down to McCullough to show kids how interesting and fun science can be enjoy it as much as the kids do.
I think it's really fun. It's a fun thing to do. You get to do experiments in front of little kids and they go ooh and ah and get all excited about science before they even get to high school or middle school.
I think it was fun to come here. They seemed really interested in science, and so did Mr. Fox, who was the teacher we presented in front of. He really liked the science, so I think that's cool. I like that they're finding an interest in it, so that's pretty cool. Albert, you got anything to say? Buddy?
It's good stuff.
Maybe these Science Club members will be the spark that ignites a child to be the next Albert Einstein. Until then, I'm Linnea Kisby, reporting for The Ekko.
Thanks, Linnea. Those students really seem to be having a blast of fun. If you love science, but the chemistry field isn't quite for you, then why not explore the outdoors with the great Bio Beatty? Tomorrow, the Carpenter Nature Center has been ever so kind in allowing a group of students to come out with the supervision of Mr. Beatty and take in some fun bird viewing.
At first, I think a lot of kids think this is like the geekiest thing ever. Uber geeky. Really out there. But you'd be surprised how many kids try this for the first time and they actually warm up and they think it's pretty cool.
It's supposed to be a beautiful morning, so why not get outside, grab some fresh air, and see how many birds you can spot? Maybe even earn a little bit of extra credit. If birds aren't your forte, then listen up, because here at our school, students are packed with all kinds of ways to make beautiful music. Here's the Ekko's Damar Putz with the deets.
From the science club to athletics, HSS has all the above and everything in between. But to some students, those don't interest them. These students have found amusement elsewhere. Singing is very important in Alana Dole's life. She has been singing ever since she was a child.
Call me baby if you need a friend. I just wanna give you love.
I started lessons a couple years ago, but now I'm teaching myself guitar, and I've been singing for as long as I can make noises, I guess.
While singing for school, she also sings on Instagram for the whole world to see. While some like to perform by themselves, another group likes to perform with others. Voltage has been playing together for a few years. Leading the charge is Patrick Kelly, along with a few friends that have decided to join him.
Well, it started with me and Ian a few years ago.
But not everyone was there for the start.
And then we brought Ben in, because I've known him since 5th grade, and we jam together every once in a while. And then we had Kaylin come in, and now Jake. So,
even though they haven't been together for a while, you can never tell by the joy on everyone's face. Not only do students have singing or instrument playing capability, some teachers also dabble in the music realm. For 2 teachers here at HHS, music is a huge part of their lives. For Mr. Casperson and Mr. Varley, they call the stage their home.
Oh, I think I started when I got my first guitar when I was a sophomore in high school. And I've been just plunking away since then.
Yeah. I think when I was in middle school, I saw, my dad was a teacher too, so I went to a school play and they were doing Bye Bye Birdie, and there were guys with electric guitars in that play, and I thought that they looked pretty cool, and so I wanted to get one. And so I started taking some lessons back in middle school, and then I've kind of picked up different instruments more seriously from time to time, and I've kind of rotated around the spots in the bands.
Mr. Casperson and Mr. Varley are 2 teachers who have musical capability. These 2 play for multiple bands.
I'm in one called Box 10, one called Buzz Queen, one called Doug Collins and the Receptionist, and one called The Sons of Gloria.
I am in a band. My band's called Kooky Uncle Tony, made up of a group of old friends. We've been playing together for a long time. It's a lot of fun.
These are just a few students and staff who have amazing capabilities. Be who you are and chase your dreams. I'm DeMar Putz, reporting for the Ekko.
Thanks, Tamar. Students here really are musically gifted. But if you're like me and can't sing a note to save your life, then let's toss ourselves into something a little less musical. Ultimate Frisbee has been soaring high through our school for years now and seems to be a high-flying sport. Ultimate is co-coached by our very own Mr. Fairbanks.
The year after I graduated, some people I knew who were younger than me were able to get it going, and they were looking for some help going with it. So they asked if I want to come help coach it, and I said absolutely. So I've been going ever since.
They practice every day after school at Featherstone, and their next game is this Thursday. The sport is co-ed and welcomes anybody willing to give it a try. So come watch them take on Hudson at Featherstone at 6 p.m. They're worth seeing. Well, folks, that wraps up our 5th episode this season. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm Julie Kneen, and be sure to catch us next Friday on The Ekko.
All the small things, true care.